Erin Bates Paine and husband Chad of Bringing Up Bates have welcomed their sixth child into the world. They shared the news initially on Instagram and have since shared a video with all of the details of their birth story. In addition to their new son, William Gage, they are also parents to Carson, 8, Brooklyn, 7, Everly, 5, Holland, 3, and Finley, 1. Keep reading for all of the details that they have shared about sweet William's birth. In the last few weeks of pregnancy, Erin shares that their family was plagued with a stomach bug. The children passed it back and forth a bit, and unfortunately, she did end up contracting it also. In an effort to help out, give her time to rest, and make the end of pregnancy as smooth as possible, Erin's mom, Kelly Jo, along with younger brother Jeb, flew in to help. The Paines relocated to Florida earlier this year and began renovations on their home shortly after. As you can imagine, this is no simple task. Chad found himself in a bit of a time crunch to get things wrapped up before Erin went into labor. In their update video, they share several clips of Kelly Jo, or Granny, as she is affectionately known to her grandkids and the kids. They are seen chatting, reading books, playing with slime, feeding scraps to their pet guinea pig Reese, and meeting the family goats. The video starts with a visit to Erin's high-risk doctor for a checkup on baby William. Prior to this visit, she had already started receiving steroid shots to help develop the baby's lungs a bit faster. This was due to the expectation that the baby would come early, just as her other babies did. Just before this appointment, Chad was able to finish up the rest of his work projects. While they were expecting an early baby, the doctor was telling them that the baby could come as soon as the next week. So the couple rushed to get preparations finished and hospital bags packed in time. On October 29 at 9:18 p.m., Chad begins to record as Erin is having a lot of contractions. "I think he's going to come tonight," she says as she bounces on her birthing ball and breathes through the discomfort. Thankfully, older sister Kellybates arrived from Tennessee the night before. Erin called the timing a sign of providence. Chad encourages his wife by telling her how beautiful she is. "It's like you need to go to the hospital. And you're like, wow, we didn't know that Barbie dolls have babies." Kellybates, Tori Bates Smiths, Erin Bates Paine, and Kelly Jo Bates at Jackson Bates' wedding just 2 weeks prior to the birth of William. A few hours later, Erin, Chad, and Kelly Jo make their way to the hospital in Orlando. Erin is still experiencing contractions that are progressively close together. As they are walking in around 12:16 a.m., Chad states that Erin is a trooper. The Paines are taken back to a triage room where they monitor Erin's contractions and the heart rate of both mom and baby. During this time, Chad points out that the hospital is great at supporting moms and offering options to ease the discomfort of labor. Erin takes advantage of the opportunity to sit on a birthing ball. At the time of admission, both Erin's and William's heart rates were high. Chad informs everyone that he isn't sure why they are high, but the doctors have reassured them that they are both fine. By this point, Erin is feeling very confident, having been told she's already 4 centimeters dilated, and thinks that she may forego the epidural this time. Sometime later, she does decide that an epidural to take the edge off is her best option. She tells her husband, "I'm not as brave as I wanted to be in my mind." To which he replies, "You are brave. You kidding me? You have kids, you're brave. Know who you are." Once she received her epidural, she said, "I feel so much relief." Truly, the look on her face said it all. Erin acknowledges that her labors typically move pretty fast once she reaches this point. Much to Erin's delight, her best friend and younger sister, Tori Bates Smith, made it just in time for the birth. Kelly Jo expresses a ton of excitement as she awaits grandbaby number 27, the 5th to be born in 2023. The video then transitions to a background view from Chad. He shares a glimpse of the bassinet awaiting the newborn, complete with oxygen on standby. Given that the baby is being born 5 weeks before his estimated due date, there is a high probability that he would potentially need supplemental oxygen. The hospital has also provided a precious little pumpkin hat that someone crocheted and donated to them. At 4:10 a.m., we see that Erin is experiencing a lot of discomfort, and she explains that she knows that it's almost time because contractions are now back to back. Chad explains that the monitors are having a hard time tracking Erin's contractions and William's heart rate due to position changes and how squirmy William is. In a moment of vulnerability, Chad supports and comforts his wife as she knows the end of her labor is coming near. Just a short time after, around 5:32 a.m., the camera cuts to Erin as doctors and nurses prepare the room before she begins pushing. Kelly Jo is heard saying, "It looks like it's baby time." Erin's sister, Tori, is standing eagerly behind Chad recording the birth on her phone. Moments later, baby William is born and placed on his mom's chest. He is covered in vernix and crying as a nurse suctions his mouth and Erin stares in awe. Following his quick birth, the doctors tell the Paines that they are taking the baby up to the NICU for an evaluation and that they can come to see the baby there when they're ready. Erin looks up at her husband and mouths the words, "I'm gonna cry." Their birth story vlog ends with a slideshow of images of William and his parents. Bringing Up Bates star Josie Bates and husband Kelton Bauca are expecting their third baby. Bauca, party of 5. Bates, 24, captioned recent Instagram reel which showed her and Bauca, 28, sharing ultrasound photos with their daughters, Willow, 4, and Hazel, 2. In a subsequent post, Bates announced that she is due in March 2024. The UPtv personality, who appeared on Bringing Up Bates for 10 seasons along with her 18 siblings and parents Gil Bates and Kelly Jo Bates, has faced hardships during her motherhood journey. In September 2020, Josie revealed that she'd suffered a miscarriage during her second pregnancy. "This has been a very difficult time for our little family," she wrote via Instagram at the time, adding that she and Kelton's hearts have been completely broken. Josie continued, "I've never experienced the type of pain and loss that I've had these past weeks. There is an empty spot in our hearts and in our home. Even though we never got to see our baby face to face or hold its tiny hand, we know God has a purpose for its short life. In spite of our grieving, we have peace in knowing that our little baby is in heaven with Kelton's sweet mom." The following June, Josie gave birth to Hazel, who spent time in the NICU as a newborn. Routine blood work in the first trimester revealed that Hazel's pregnancy was complicated by an exceedingly rare blood condition. Unlike anything the doctors had seen before, Josie wrote via Instagram 2 days after Hazel was born. She developed a type of jaundice unique to her situation, and we transported her to the Children's Hospital NICU in the early hours of the morning, where she is being monitored by teams of highly skilled doctors and nurses. Later that month, Josie shared that her daughter was healthy enough to leave the hospital and go home. "We are praising Jesus for so many answered prayers, and we're so thankful to be taking a healthy baby home today," she wrote via Instagram at the time. "We will forever be indebted to the incredible team of doctors who cared for our baby and the precious nurses who became friends. They truly are angels." Prior to starting a family, Josie and Bauca began dating in 2017 after meeting several years prior. Their courtship played out on season 7 of Bringing Up Bates, which aired in 2018. The pair got engaged in June of that year and tied the knot less than 4 months later. Their wedding was featured during a season 8 episode of the reality series in February 2019. Josie isn't the only member of the Bates clan who is expanding her brood. Her brother Zach Bates welcomed baby no.5 with wife Whitney Bates on Tuesday, August 15. It's time for a Bringing Up Bates 2023 pregnancy update. Who's currently expecting and who recently gave birth? Plus, which Bates women might be pregnant again soon if they aren't already? Keep reading for all of the details about the always growing Bates family and see who might be joining the crew next. It can be challenging for fans to keep track of which members of the family are currently expecting. Someone is always pregnant or welcoming a little one to the world, so fans are seldom surprised by the pregnancy updates. Gil and Kelly Bates have 19 children, and some of their kids are following in their footsteps by having large families too. It's unclear if anyone will end up with 19 kids because it's still early. For now, there is plenty of speculation about the growing family. Currently, 3 Bates women are expecting babies. Lydia Trace Bates' wife is pregnant with her first baby. It's a boy, and they've named him Riker Cruz. He's due to arrive in September. Then, in December, Erin and Chad Paine will welcome their 6th little one to the world. They've revealed that it's a boy, and they just shared his name, William Gage. Finally, Josie and Kelton Balka announced to fans that they are expecting their 3rd baby. They only recently shared the news and are waiting until the birth to learn the gender. The baby is due to arrive in March 2024. In 2023, the Bates family has welcomed a few little ones to their crew. So far this year, the Bates family has welcomed 3 new additions. Haley James Clark was born to Katie and Travis in February 2023. Then, a month later, Alyssa and John Webster welcomed their son, Rhett Allen, to the world. On August 15, Zach and Whitney Bates' family grew with the addition of Lily Jo. On Reddit, fans are talking about which Bates family members might be pregnant next. Fans have picked up on little hints that certain women might be expecting, but as of now, none of these pregnancies have been confirmed. Fans suspect Tori Bates Smith is pregnant now or will be soon because she has her kids very close in age. Others think that Jackson and Emerson, who are set to get married in October, will conceive pretty quickly. Another fan agreed and said, "Whether the baby is planned or not, I see an announcement by the end of the year." Bringing Up Bates fans suspect that Tiffany and Lawson Bates are trying for a baby. They also think that Carlin and Evan Stewart might try to conceive once they get approval from her doctor amid her ongoing health issues. Others are guessing Katie or Esther. Only time will tell, however, so keep an eye out for official announcements from the family. So, who do you think might be pregnant next? Do you think fans are on the right track with their predictions?